Yeah.
Our next guest is no stranger to the TV screen. Actor Kirby Howell-Baptiste has starred as a neuroscientist on The Good Place and an assistant to Sandra Oh's character on Killing Eve, and then as an attorney on the drama Why Women Kill. Now she's adding author to her resume. She wrote two new children's books called Little Black Girl and Little Black Boy. The books encourage kids to go after their dreams and teaches them the importance of self-love. First, on CBS Mornings, Kirby Howell-Baptiste joins us right now. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm so good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, you originally wrote Little Black Girl as a love letter to your niece.
I did.
What was the message that you were trying to convey to her?
You know, I think for me, I realize, and I think a lot of people realize as an adult, that there are so many messages that it would have saved us so much time and so much heartache if someone just told us when we were kids, it's okay to be you. It's okay to, like, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, like, that's all valid. And it felt like I had all these things that I wanted to say, that I'd learned, and I felt like this was the best way to sort of get all that information out. And I think in writing this love letter, I've really realized I was sort of like retroactively writing to some of the things that I wish I had heard and wish I was told.
Yes.
Exactly.
Did you have a hard time getting the book published?
So
in the beginning?
In the beginning, I did.
What were you told?
So Little Black, when I first pitched Little Black Girl to the team I was with at that time, I was told that there wasn't an appetite for it. I was told it was.
Really?
I got the vibe of very much like, you're an actor, you know, stay in that lane,
Stay in your
lane. We've all had it, you know. And so it was sort of a thing that I put aside for a little while. And then during the pandemic, I was going through, you know, we all had so much time for reflection and things like that. And I was going through all the things I've written. And I've got, like, you know, there's pilots and there's this and there's that. And I found Little Black Girl again and I reread it. And I think with everything that I was experiencing and having the time to really digest it, it kind of hit me even harder.
Yeah, and you said I'm bringing her up, but this is so interesting because you were saying you don't have children. It's unusual to see a children's author who doesn't have children.
Yes, well...
And you thought what about that?
Well, I think that it seems unusual, but I think that there is a real niche. There's a market. It's like the aunt and uncle space because we occupy such a different place in
their lives.
In their lives, you know, like we're not their parent, but we're trusted. We're part of the family. But you can really be real and be honest, and that's my space.
And to that point, the first page of the book struck me, right? I was a little gay kid growing up in Louisiana. And so when I read this, Little Black Girl, oh, the things you can do, did anyone mention the world's open to you? And I myself had a moment of, God, I wish somebody would have asked me that question when I was a kid.
Yeah.
What made you start with that on page 1?
I honestly think I was, you don't know... In my mind, I think that the start of the book it's the whole book. I think it was just like, I have so many things to say. Where do you start? And the first thing is, the world is open to you. Like the world of possibilities. I realize in growing up, there are so many limitations that are put on you from outside. And as you grow older, the challenge is to keep sort of like cracking and breaking and changing and realizing that what someone says you are is not who you are. Like, you define who you are. And so for me, it was, that's the whole thing. The world is open to you. There's so many people here. There's so many things to do. There's so much... There's so much joy.
And you don't have to be a parent to say that. You can be an aunt or uncle.
You can be an aunt. And I think you absolutely, you can be someone that just deeply connects with someone. You can be someone who, like I said, you know, speaking to yourself, recognizing yourself and wishing that someone had said those things to you.
Yeah. It's so nice to see you because, number one, I love your name. That's my favorite daughter's name is Kirby.
I can't believe your daughter's name is Kirby.
Yes, when she was little, I'd say...
It's a unique name.
Yes.
For a
It's
woman.
like Kirby, who's my little sweetie pie? Kirby. That's what I would say when she was little. But I like in the book where you said, at some point people will tell you you're too black, you're not black enough. And what you're saying is you are really fine the way you are and you are loved.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a good message to say.
Absolutely.
Children of any color.
Yes, absolutely. And I found that, you know, I think there's so many conversations that we are just beginning to have about race in general, and we're kind of just at the tip of the iceberg. And then when you go into things like colorism and how you internalize being darker or being fairer and what that means and what, like, you know, if you're lighter, you have more proximity to whiteness, therefore you're seen as better or this or that. And I think again, the struggle is to break out of the box that society puts you in, and it's every single day you have to sort of take what you've been told and assess whether it is truth or it is a fiction and figure that out every single day.
They might have told you to stay in your lane, but I think this is your lane. Actress, you're working on
She
something.
got the whole freeway, Gayle. The whole freeway.
They shut it down for me. Like I'm the
Actress,
president.
author.
Shut it down.
Go. You're working on something you're excited about?
I am.
I saw you in Killing Eve.
I am. You know, honestly, being creative feeds me. I'm always. There's nothing that I do that I'm not excited about. If I'm not excited about it, I don't do it.
You don't do it.
I don't.
Oh, I love that.
Well,
You can't do it well if you don't come to it with love.
That's right.
I like how you're thinking.
How you gonna sell it to other people if you don't like
Exactly.
Like we say on our show all the time, representation matters.
Yeah.
Amen.
And this type of positive reinforcement is needed. Much so. Thank you so much, Kirby Howell-Baptiste.
you.
We
Thank
appreciate
you. Thank you. A pleasure.
Little Black Girl and Little Black Boy are available now wherever you like to buy your books. We will be right back.